Why? Time waits for no one. It's okay. It's okay. Where are we? You have forgotten everything. Okay, they're saying something.
Yes, what I was saying is that one of the importance of seed viability to a farmer viability test is it helps you to determine, it costs the cost of your production. If you the viability of a seed to be higher, you go for the one that is higher and you drop the one that is lower. And also, for the seed you've stored in the past years, if you want to replant it, if you do the viability test on it, you know maybe you should go on with the seed or you go and get a new seed before you go on.
So what's the question?
What's what?
Your question, ma'am.
Why do we need to test, to do the viability test?
Okay. Just to be certain that our seed is in good condition.
Why?
Thank you. There are so many dormant seeds, and yet we will not grow. So most of the time, if any kind of seed we buy or we bought from any store, first thing first is you have to do your own personal test.
Your seed is dormant.
Yes, ma'am.
When you do seed viability,
Okay.
will your seed be viable? Will it grow?
If the seed, now, let's say in the packet of the seed, I have 100 seeds inside the packet, and I decide to do test.
Let me just, there's a difference between viability test and seed dormancy. If your seed is dormant, you have to make sure that you have to break the dormancy. All you have to see what you are saying now.
Okay, sorry, what I'm trying to say is this: if the seed is dead.
Okay. If your seed is not viable.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, how will we know if the seed is dead, if it's not viable anymore? It is through the...
Why do you want to do the test?
It's just to be certain that it is viable.
Okay, Atiba, someone else. Yes, Atiba.
If you check, if you do the test, you will know what to do to help your plants. If you know, okay, let's say fertilizer, you know, okay, this one I have to.
No. I'm talking about seeds.
Okay, your expectation, you know what to expect from that seed. You know what to expect.
Someone wants to speak. You have to come on mic.
Viability test is carried out to prevent loss of effort, because if a seed is not viable, when you plant it and it not germinate, like your effort is wasted. But when you determine the viability test, it will not, instead of going to the stress of planting the seed that is not germinate, you will have known that out of 1,000 seeds, 950 will be germinating. So you go to the effort of wasting resources.
Can you imagine if you are planting, let's just say maybe can you imagine this scenario, like you are planting an acre of maize and you do not do your viability test? Have you and at the end of the day why there be 50% or maybe kò tẹ wà báyìí rárá ẹ ti wá yí gbogbo adúrú wọn lè kà yẹn lọ at what stage lè máa mọ̀ bóyá ó wù ó àbí kò wù how many days lè máa fi máa mọ̀ bóyá àṣìṣe yóò máa wù can you imagine 5 days tí wọ́n yẹ pé lẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ ẹ̀ tó ṣe akituma láti máa yẹ kí ni láti máa yọ korokori òkè ẹ̀ tí wọ́n á wò pé àṣìṣe yóò bí àwọn ọ̀gbìn dáadáa ni ẹ jẹ́ tún supply ó ti lọ sí amẹ́ni koríko tí màmá jáde nínú àwọn míì ẹ ti waste time ní àti waste owó tẹ fi clear ilẹ̀ so you have wasted your time, wasted your effort, you have wasted your money owó tẹ fi san owó fáwọn tó fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀tọ̀ làwọn tó clear lẹ́yìn ọ̀tọ̀ làwọn tó plant because irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn you have to employ people that will plant kò dẹ̀ kàn wọ́n bóyá owó kò they will collect their money so what are the common tests? We have some tests that we use to determine if our test, if the seeds are viable or not. One of it is the float test. We have the float test. Float, F-L-O-A-T, float, F for food, L-O-A-T, float test. Then 2, the paper towel test. The paper towel test. Then 3, the tetrazolium test. Number 1, float test. Number 2, paper towel test. Number 3, tetrazolium test. Are we clear? Tetrazolium, T-E-T-R-A, that's tetra, Z-O-Lium, L-I-U-M, tetrazolium test. Are we good to go? Should we continue? Yes. So the first test is the float test. How do we do the float test? How many of us have had about that float test before? Our master machine, okay? Okay. One house. Okay. Do you get what he said? Yes. Okay. Okay. Hello. So you place your seed in a shallow bowl or pan. There's water. A good bucket is there, depending on the quantity of seed the best shape. A bowl is in where. To buy pure cross seed in it. For example, when you saw a double seed is in where. A draw fish and dear. I want to one water. Wọ́n wà nísàlẹ̀ àwọn tí wọ́n wà báyébù tí wọ́n ní grow wọ́n wà lókè so kí la máa ṣe a máa yọ orí ẹ̀ àjàgbọ́n àwọn tí tó float yẹn that's why you call them float test and so it gives a quick estimate very fast pápápá bí a sì ti wà báyébù but sometimes the fact pé àwọn sink yẹn ó wá wà nísàlẹ̀ does not guarantee wípé wọ́n ṣì máa wù and sometimes ìmí tó wá float nígbà míì ó ṣì tún léwu tó bá jà sí tó ti wò pé àwọn eléyìí wọn ní òkú mọ́ wàá rí pé ẹ̀dà wọn nù ẹ̀ wá rí pé àwọn yẹn gan but at least bí a ṣe 50% la máa fún wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ àbí 80% pé that method is okay. At least by the time you put the first time you dead, the first go to pay cash. Because the man do know, the man can get to be in lab and really become. Because I share papa, you do that. Do you get that? Did you get that?
Yes, ma'am.
That's for the float test. So it is usually best for seed that very big, like okra, corn. Every pound. Omi tútù lè máa lò, omi tútù room temperature water lè máa lò. Kí ló máa ń lò gbóná fún ewédú and it's because you want to break the dormancy, let's say, even you're going to loss, maybe for 10 seconds, and then you spread them. That's for dormancy, and that's for a way to or any never feel way you want to break the dormancy. But for this method, you are going to use cold, ordinary water. So that's the first test. The other test is called the paper towel test. And this is a very accurate, and I would say it's the best method. Although it will only take you maybe like some days, because you have to wait for the seeds to start growing. So what do you do? Depending on the size of what you want to, let's say, they will say you should bring out 100 seeds. But what if you go to the test it up at the 100? So you can bring out 10, depending on the quantity of the seed you want to test. So you can bring out 10 seeds. So you can bring out 5 seeds, depending on the batch. So let's say we are bringing out 100 seeds from a bag of corn, or okra, or tomato, or anything. So we are talking about cereal crops. Let's just say we are bringing out okra. I'm bringing out maize. Then what you do is, to a small seed or small portion, you can use a petri dish. But you know that maize, your petri dish will not contain 100 seeds. So if you are using a small portion, use a petri dish. Make sure the cotton is moist. Then put water. Then you now place your seeds on top of it. Separate them from each other. So if you are using maybe 100 seeds, get a paper that is as big as this. Not paper, like a tissue paper towel. Then you moist it. You can put it on, maybe on a tray. Then you put the paper towel. You water it. You should not be waterlogged. Then you arrange your seeds on top of the paper towel, or if you are using petri, or maybe on top of cotton wool. Then arrange your audience. Make sure there's space in between the seed. Then you cover. If you are using a petri dish, cover it back. If you are using a paper towel, that paper towel, take another one to cover it and make sure that the paper towel is moist. Because germination needs what? It needs what? It needs water. It needs, and what again? Oxygen. So after that, then you can start every day to be checking. But from 3 days, make sure you monitor the growth. So from 3 days, you come and check. You check for the radical, you check for the clefti. The radical is what? I want more. The radical is what? The radical, biology students. So my yada, oh yeah. We have, okay, is what?
The first one that is sprout out.
It's radical. The other one is clefti. Radical is the roots. Diploma is what? Is what? Is the shoots. But in cereals, we call them what? Clefti. Yes, the same thing. No, it's just that in cereals, it's clefti. In vegetables, we call them pruning. So why? Yeah, it's okay. So you'll not be noticing the two of them has to come out before you can say that the plant is germinating. Why? Sometimes ago, we planted watermelon. Because we bought the seed from maybe a certified seed company, we didn't test. I want to mark coordination test. So we just assumed that the seed was okay. Experiment and not for shade. So once it's been working yellow, like almost maybe half a strip, not been off, it was for research. And when it got to the time, tell your co-best maybe one fashion, one, you didn't say anything. So we're like, because it was during dry season, but with the use of irrigation, so kilo share. We supplied it again. I want to give you on that, so it was here and now we supplied. After that time, we now went. I said, I will pay one kilo share. What is happening? We now took the seed and do soil test. We now did the seed test. We now found out that and before you can say a seed, before a seed can germinate, the two of them have to come out. Or root to daddy to kill that. So when you know that the first time we found it, what can we come back home? What's in your lorry? What's in your lorry? What's in what? Oh, I buy boss. We now say, let's go and check again. We now decide, we continue checking, now so that so there's no how that seed is going to buy it. But because if you just go and just look it, you not monitor it closely, you will not know maybe it's the two of them that's coming out. So when you are doing that, you have to be careful, you have to make sure that both the plumo and the clepta is, the radicle and the plumo is coming out. So we continue to check them for 7 days. So you count. At the end of the day, you count how many seeds. If you have 100 seeds, and at the end of the day, 250 by guided, what's the percentage? 50%. And so we have a calculation that we use to calculate. So the calculation is germination, percentage germination viability. Is equal to number of sprouted seeds over total number of seeds times 100. Germination percentage viability. That's germination percentage. How to calculate the percentage? Before you can say that it's 50% or it's 20%. Number of after your whole experiment, your whole test, you will count the number of seeds that sprouts. Assuming you are doing 100 seeds. T50 by Jali, that's 50 over what? Over 100 times what? Times what? Times 100. So assuming you are making use of 100 seeds, it's going to be assuming 50 seeds, after 50 seeds sprouted, so you are going to say 50 over 100 times 100. Okay, number of sprouted seeds divided by total number of seeds tested. Yes, times 100. So assuming you are testing for 10 seeds. Assuming you are testing for 10 seeds, and at the end of the day you have 4 seeds sprouting. How are you going to calculate it? 4 over what? Times. Okay, so then note that when you are doing this test for rice, otherwise you can just put them anywhere. But for rice, make sure that it requires light. Rice requires light. Then the third one is tetrazolium test. Who wants to explain that one to us? I'll just try. Tetrazolium. Hello, down. Tetrazolium test. Okay, so this tetrazolium is a chemical, and it is colorless, and it is used to stain living tissue of seeds. So how do you do it? Okay, a colorful chemical called tetrazolium is used to stain living tissue of the seeds that you are testing. To stain, S-T-A-I-N. To stain living tissue. How do we do it? You get our seed. You cut it into 2. Tẹ́bá ti ṣí seed wa, kí ló wà nínú àwọn seed wa? Èso ló wà nínú seed wa. Okay, mala seed wa sí méjì. You stain with this chemical. And you know that chemical is what? Color what? Color white. But if you see, all the seeds that are valuable, they will turn to red. Yes, but it's a chemical. Estate. That's explanation. So, cells that are living are created by red states. And what are the precautions that you must do when you are dealing with chemicals? What precautions should we take note when you are dealing with chemicals? Your nose mask, lab coats, and then always read the manual, the manufacturer's instruction to know what quantity, what rate, what to do and not what to do. That's that about that. Does you have any questions? No. You just take few out of the batch, not everything. Just few. If you have small, just according to your batch. If you have bigger batch, you can take 100. If you have smaller batch, and just take some. And most of the time when you buy something from outside, they'll put the dimension on the. It's always on the label.
Ma'am, my question is, to a new beginner farmer, which of these three methods?
Farmer.
Yes.
Farmer will never know.
No, I'm asking you. I said to a beginner, which of these three tests should a farmer base on as a new beginner?
It depends on yourself. It depends on the kind of farmer you are. If you are a farmer, you can go extra mile. If you are a farmer, it depends on another thing, what you are planting. You can use it. Yeah, you break it into two, you can use it. So you can use, but you don't accurate it. Don't say, okay, it's a paper test. But yes, let me just answer normally. The best one is the paper test. And it's not even difficult to do now. You don't have to go and do it in the lab. You can do it in your house. You can do it anywhere. But it's just that let's like I said, it will take like some days. So all you need to do is just plan ahead. What's more perfect in 10 days, I mean 2 weeks. Just do it earlier, but it's accurate. Any question, any suggestion, any possibility? Any other question? So let's just go through. There's no even need to go into. We are all there. Nyanyo. Go and see some reason for validity test. So I did not me was sorrow. I didn't say anything. But it was a story about got out between. I said, as you waste your work, all to plow, to buy plow, mechanical, all to this. Over to buy shisha, I want to buy plants. You have wasted money. Are you not going to pay them? So you are going to waste your money. You have wasted your time and effort. Are we clear now? So it's helpful to avoid all those things. So if you do it, you will not waste your time. You will not waste your effort. You will not waste your what? Your money. So, yeah. Question. You have questions, sir? Whether you have questions, still do that. Yes, still do that.
Thank you, my well. I want to ask during when we are preparing our seed, when we are planting our seed, for a seed, when we want to get a seed, I want to know the application of fertilizer. What is the side effect? When we apply fertilizer and we want to get a seed, a Bible seed for the next season. So, during the application of the fertilizer, what is going to be the side effect? Is it going to have a side effect on that seed, on that particular seed?
That's your question?
Yes.
I don't know about that. When we apply fertilizer, is it going to affect our seed? Abi, is that the question? What is the effect on our seed? Maybe we should not allow our seed to germinate well. Okay, what's your answer?
I think we firstly don't need fertilizer for seed germination. If we use fertilizer to initiate seed germination, it shows that that seed is not even.
He's saying that when we are planting, fertilizer can apply so that will come out. Is that what I'm saying? When we are planting fertilizer, because of other reasons, maybe for growth, is it going to affect our seed? No, naturally when we plant, we apply fertilizer, not for the seed, but for growth, for fruit and herbs.
Yes,
that is going to affect our seed.
You mentioned yesterday that we don't use fertilizer at the planting at the seed level. We use when the seed has.
But wait, the seed that you are planting now, or the seed that we are harvesting for the next season, the one as in
okay.
Àwọn èso tá a bá rí nílé tá a bá fẹ́ bí next show máa affect wọn. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. It
will not affect it. The only thing that can affect it is when you harvest fruits that are not mature. Tí àwọn fruits yóò bá tí ìkó tẹ́ bá ká wọn, ó lè ṣe tẹ́ fáwa. But for seeds láti mature. So when you want to go for seed production, make sure that your fruits are matured. Like listen, afẹ́ àgbìn ugu ò tí ì gbó dáadáa, àwa harvest. Àwọn ọmọ tó wà nínú ẹ̀gbọ́n ò tí ì gbó. So tẹ́ bá gbìn wọn gan wọn nínú. So tomatoes, when you harvest, and you don't allow it to be matured very well. Ẹ wá bí ó wá jábọ́. Nígbà mi ò máa ń jáwé àwọn ọ̀gá, má yẹ kó waste. Ẹ wá tó bá yẹ kó kò tí ì mature, the seed inside will not be mature. Mo ti get fertilizer ní affect yẹn. Nígbà tí ó.
Ohun tí mo sọ fún ni pé tábà fẹ́, for example, ní Igbo náà, abẹ́ gbé seed yẹn ní next season. We are going to preserve it. Our fertilizers.
Igbo ò tiẹ̀ lè di next season.
Or vegetables.
Kò ní affect.
There is no side effect.
Irọ́ àwọn ìta ti fi sínú ilẹ̀ ṣé máa bẹ́ẹ̀ ti sí ìdìbò.
Wọ́n tó ti fi sínú ilẹ̀ yẹn.
It will not affect it. Oya, do you have any question? Oya, if you don't have question, let's go ahead. Which one what? You're ready for the test? There's no test. Kámẹ́rà wà lókè o. Kámẹ́rà number 1. Yes. Tear a sheet of paper. Write your name and your phone number and your account number. okay. Ẹ jẹ́ má jí ìwé wo. Ọlọ́run wò wá o. Individual test lélẹ̀ on your own tó bá ti wù ẹ́ jẹ́kẹ́ tó àlẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ gbàgbé ẹ lọ. Jẹ́ kó gbà bí kó wá gbàgbé ẹ lọ. Pépà yẹn ò lè tó yín o. Ó yá. Are we ready? Please write your name. Nursery and planting practices in cereal crops. Nursery and planting practices in cereal crops. It's not primary. Nursery and planting practices in cereal crops. Are you ready? Let's be truthful. Tẹ́ bá lè jí o máa mọ̀. Tẹ́ bá kọ gọ́gù máa mọ̀. Torí tẹ́ bá kọ gọ́gù máa mọ̀. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ AI máa mọ̀. Màá mọ̀ ṣé mi náà ní AI ni. Just like I don't want story o mo gbọ́ gbẹ́ because we are kìíní kan akọ episode ni o kọ́ yín. Can you call a friend? No. Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ rí inú 10 million ni? Number 1, list 5 types of planting method. List 5 types of planting method and explain 2.
5 types.
Number 2, mention 4 steps involved in transplanting. Number 2, mention 4 steps involved in transplanting. 4 steps involved in transplanting. Number 3, when is the best time to transplant? When is the best time for transplanting or to transplant? Final 4.
When is the best time for
Number 4. 10 questions. Number 4, how do you identify a virgin land? Number 5, what is soil sterilization? Soil sterilization. Number 5, what is soil sterilization? Number 6, sterilization. What is seed viability test? Seed viability test. Number 7, explain seed tissue paper test. Number 8 is what is radical. Number 9 is what is clotile. The one by COLEOPTILE. Number 10. Precautions when handling chemicals. Mention 5 precautions to chemicals. Number 9.
Number 11.
5 precautions when handling chemicals. Oh yeah. Number 10. What's number 10? What? Number 1, list 5 types of planting method and explain 2. What's okay me? Number 1, list 5 types of planting method and explain 2. Number 2, mention 4 steps involved in transplanting. Number 3, what is the best time for transplanting? Number 4, how do you identify a virgin land? Number 5, what is soil sterilization? Number